My dad told me when I was very young that if I really wanted to be successful in skiing, I had to be a lot more than a ski racer.
She decided at 9 years old that she wanted to join the Olympics, and ever since she's become the most decorated female skier of all time.
I grew up skiing with my family, and that's why I loved it. It originated just from the pure love of the mountain, not for racing.
What tips would you give to someone? What would you tell someone to say to themselves in those difficult moments?
You know, we have the ability to overcome a lot of adversity and obstacles. It's just a matter of how much we're willing to sacrifice to get there. We are our own biggest obstacle.
You mentioned branding and narrative. I was wondering why you think your branding was so successful. Do you think it was kind of the ability for you to fight through injuries, or just your sheer talent? What do you think really made you such a successful brand?
Well, I mean, my dad, told me when I was very young, I think I was 11 or 12, that if I really wanted to be successful in skiing, I had to be a lot more than a ski racer. So I kind of have always taken the business side to heart, and I've always worked exceptionally hard off the mountain, just like I do on. And I've been always authentic to myself and my story. I've been maybe sometimes too opinionated, but I'm never afraid to speak my mind. And I think sometimes in sports, especially to our point of, women have to fit into a certain role. I think a lot of women do put themselves in that role and put themselves in the box and don't allow themselves to be, who they really are. And so, I'm thankful that I've had the courage to just be myself. And I think that's led me, on the journey, obviously, of overcoming the adversity of my injuries. And I think why people resonate with that story, because, I was very vulnerable. I shared kind of all sides of those recoveries. And I think in my documentary, you can really see who I am as a person. And it really, like most famous or, successful sports stories are really not about sports. If you look at Rocky, it's not about boxing. So, I think people recognize me as a person, and that, they feel that if I can overcome my adversity, they can too. So it really, I think, comes down to that, and not necessarily branding. It's just me as a person and how I've been able to translate that to a relatable story that in turn also allows my sponsors to capitalize on that as well.
Yeah, I think being more than skiing, like you say, has probably helped your transition into retirement a lot. I know like a lot of sports people struggle with that. So I guess you'd advise them to get started on that like as early as possible.
Yeah, I mean, again, my dad, he always said that, every athlete has an end point. We physically can't continue on forever, no matter how strong or how successful we are. And you have to be prepared for that. And even though I was prepared, I still wasn't prepared. It's a hard transition. It's, I love, as I said in the beginning, I love going fast. And even though skiing is my passion and what I love to do, it's still different when I'm, free skiing as opposed to going 85. And so I miss it. And while I was prepared from a business perspective, mentally, I think it was a lot harder of a transition. And I struggled with my mental health for, probably a year and a half.
Just to close off in any case, because we know that you're really busy and we really appreciate your time, but you've done so much recently. I mean, you've started the Lindsey Vonn Foundation. Even while you were skiing, you did that, and you've 2 best-selling books. What's next for you?
I honestly don't know. I mean, I'm trying to find a challenge that stimulates me as much as ski racing did, which I've not found anything yet. I mean, I have my own production company now. We have a deal with CBS Studios, so we're trying to get some TV shows and movies into production. Like you said, I have my foundation, which I'm very passionate about. I have my ski line with Head, so I'm designing, all of my ski collection every year. I'm a part owner of Unique Goggles, which Dave Riding is actually on our team. He's wearing our goggles,
nice.
which is really fun. But yeah, I mean, I do a lot of public speaking, and I don't know. I kind of fill my plate to try to challenge myself and see how many things I can juggle at the same time. But nothing will ever be a downhill race, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, look, you sound busy, but if you got any free time, we lost to Cambridge last year on our Oxford skiing race. So if you want to come down to Saas-Fee anytime in August, we can pay you back in gratitude, maybe. Yeah.
Hey, don't tempt me with a good time. Just do downhill or just GS and slalom? What's
no, GS and slalom. It's not really, well, basically, we have like a first, second, and third team, and some people in the thirds have like never raced before. So downhill is a little bit irresponsible.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Yeah. But
well,
yeah,
I did win some slalom in GS World Cup, so maybe if you need a backup racer, I can. Yeah.
All right, thank you. We'll keep in touch.
Okay.
But
sounds good.
Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the episode. I just wanted to drop you in a word from our sponsor Manscaped. You can use the discount code LOAF to get your discount, because even a lion needs to tame its mane.
Get the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra from Manscaped now. Stay fresh with no cuts, so that your baguette leaves no crumbs.